Did you guys see the 360 windmill dunk that Zion did against the Phoenix Suns just recently? It was crazy, bro. The whole Phoenix Suns team and CP3 and Mikal Bridges, they were mad at the Pelicans because of that. They wanted to fight them. It was crazy. I'm seeing a lot of things like people are saying, can Zion lead the Pelicans all the way to the finals? Are the Pelicans real contenders? For a fact right now, as I'm making this video, they are in first place in the Western Conference. Let's just get right into the video and find out if Zion can actually lead the Pelicans all the way to the finals. Zion is pure dominance, bro. He's too big, too strong, too quick off his feet. His acceleration is as good as anyone we have ever seen, but he's built like a wrestler. But what really makes him unstoppable is his ability to control his explosiveness and transfer it to basketball, bro. And on top of that, he's already showing that he can be extremely efficient, bro. This guy can score 25 points on a very high efficiency. That is why I'm not a bit surprised of him averaging these types of numbers over the whole season. And over the last 6 games, like the Pelicans have been on a winning streak over the last 6 games, and these are the numbers that he's putting up in those 6 games. And I know a lot of people are saying, yeah, Zion, all he does is score on the inside. He doesn't shoot threes. He doesn't shoot mid-range jumpers. He doesn't have a fadeaway. Bro, this guy's only 22 years old. Like, he's going to have enough time to develop a jump shot. He's going to have enough time to develop a fadeaway. All the greats started their career great as, athletes. And as time went on, they improved their skills. Michael Jordan did that, right? His jump shot was not great at the beginning of his career. Later on in his career, he was being a decent, three-point shooter and a nasty fadeaway jump shooter. You know what I mean? Then LeBron James sucked at shooting threes, bro. And now he's very respectable. So Zion has the time to develop that. Don't get me wrong. I hope that he does take some threes and develops a mid-range or something, because as his career goes on, he's not going to be able to play the same as now. Giannis is an example. He's trying to develop a jump shot, and we're slowly seeing that he's getting better and better there, right? So, I understand that while his inside scoring presence, from Zion is among the best the league has ever seen over the last few years, it'll probably become a problem, not because of his jump shot, but like I've already mentioned, if Zion, let's say, continues to be slowed down by injuries. He has missed over 150 games in his career already, mostly due to a torn meniscus in his rookie year and a Jones fracture in his right foot last season. And I saw on ESPN that is the 3rd most games missed at the time of a player playing his 100th game. During a player that was drafted as the #1 pick. The only 2 other players that missed, let's say, that amount of games were either David Robinson because of military service and Greg Oden because of knee injuries. And we all know Greg Oden is a bust. I don't want to say that, but he couldn't reach his potential because of injuries. So Zion, that is a little problematic, but I do hope that he can stay healthy and play a lot of games now. We're seeing that this season I think he missed like 2 games only. So they just give him, his time, because this guy's only 22 years old and his potential is off the charts, bro. I know for a fact that a healthy Zion and a healthy Pelicans team are gonna be very dangerous for the next 5 years. I mean, already right now they are dangerous. Like, they are in first place in the Western Conference, and I know for a fact that they're gonna make it to the playoffs. But are they good enough to win some games when the playoff starts? Here, I have some stats over the last 13 games. The Pelicans have had the 5th best offense in the NBA, which is important when you're trying to contend, right? They have the best defense over the last 13 games, which is very, very important. Defense wins championships, we know that. And the 2nd best net rating in the NBA over the last 13 games. And they're just right behind the Celtics, bro, who everyone is considering that they are the best team in the NBA. I mean, they just lost to the Golden State Warriors just now, and it was a masterclass from Klay Thompson and Stephen Curry. Of course, the Celtics are a great team and you cannot win every game. But it was a rematch from the finals and I watched that game. It was a great game. I loved it. And I am seeing some things from the Golden State Warriors. Like, it looks like they're getting in the flow now slowly. It looks like they hit a roll. Like, you know, this championship, when you win a championship, you get bored during the season. So I think they hit like that roadblock. I don't know how you call that. But let's not talk about the Golden State Warriors. It's about the Pelicans, bro. Let's get right into it. Come on. So that's telling me, right, that the Pelicans, over the last 13 games that they have played, are looking like real contenders. Because they have, like I mentioned, the 5th best offense, best defense in the NBA over that period, and the 2nd best in rating, only behind the Celtics by like only a small difference. So let's find out who they have played over those 13 games to see if they really are real contenders. We can see here that they are on a good winning streak, only lost 2 games over that period. And we can also see that they beat the Grizzlies, the Bulls. I mean, the Bulls are a good team, the Warriors, the Raptors, the Nuggets, and now recently the Suns. And they only lost to the Celtics, who are clearly the best team in the NBA, and the Grizzlies, who are the 2nd seed in the Western Conference. Bro, I need to talk about the Grizzlies real quick because they are going under the radar, bro. They have a great record. They are 2nd in the Western Conference, and I feel like nobody is mentioning that. I'm not a Grizzlies fan. I like to watch Ja Morant play. I like to watch that team play. You know, Desmond Bane, is he back? I can't tell. I haven't watched a game from them in a while. But they are 2nd in the Western Conference, bro. That's crazy. And nobody's like, it just feels normal now. I get it, last season they were incredible, and this season it was a spectacle from them to be playing like this. Oh my God, I'm losing myself. Let's get back to the Pelicans. My bad, bro. So, like, when we look at the schedule, right, we can also see that the Pelicans are real contenders. By that I mean is they are beating the teams that they're supposed to beat, and they only lose to the teams that are like the best in the NBA right now. The Celtics are the best, and the Grizzlies are in 2nd place in the Western Conference, like the 2nd seed. And the Pelicans are beating the teams that they are supposed to. The Detroit Pistons, the Warriors, the Nuggets. I mean, it's not like they have to beat the Warriors and Nuggets. If they lose against them, it's not that bad. But I mean, it's bad, but they still beat those teams that are a lot of people consider contenders or that could win the championship. I want to take a quick second to mention something that I forgot to mention throughout the video probably, and it's that Zion, bro, is improving as a defender every season. And as a passer also. As of right now, right through this season, he's averaging almost 5 assists per game. Who else is averaging, let's say, 25 points, almost 10 rebounds and 5 assists per game? Probably Giannis and Anthony Davis. Okay, and Nikola Jokic. Okay, Luka Doncic. But I mean, they're averaging some better numbers. Like Luka's averaging like 30 points per game, almost 10 assists and like 10 rebounds, something like that. But Zion is putting up, he's not just a scorer. He can defend and can pass the ball. And I feel like his passing ability is getting a little bit underrated. I don't know why, but this guy knows how to kick out the ball to the 3-point shot, to a 3-pointer. He can drive it to the basket and pass it right there like a handoff right while driving to the basket. Like, he knows how to pass the ball, and that's something that is getting a little bit overlooked of his game because he's a great player. Like, he can dominate you in the paint. So whenever we think of Zion, we only think, oh, he can only make dunks, he can drive to the basket, he's a slasher, he's a finisher, but he's a great passer, bro. His playmaking skills are not like the best in the NBA, but trust me, they are above average, and it's getting a little bit overlooked because of how dominant he is. Plus, I can't forget that Trey Murphy, bro. Trey Murphy has been arguably one of the best players for the Pelicans, and he's been one of the biggest risers from the 2021 rookie class. Bro, this guy doesn't miss from 3 lately. He's shooting like 45% from 3. I don't know exactly how much he's shooting, but I know for a fact that this guy's shooting above 40% from the 3-point line. And I do know that when he starts, or let's say, not say when he starts, when he fills in for, let's say, when Brandon Ingram is not playing great, or CJ McCollum is not playing great, Trey Murphy is a great second option. You know what I mean? He can pick up the slack from those players. I'm not sure if you guys have watched a lot of Pelicans games, but I have watched like about 10 games from them. And every time, let's say they cannot get a bucket, Brandon Ingram cannot get a bucket, CJ McCollum cannot get a bucket, even Zion cannot get a bucket. When the Pelicans are like sometimes in like a slump and cannot get a bucket, a lot of the times the person that bails them out is Trey Murphy, bro, with a 3 or with a nice pull-up mid-range. This guy's a really decent jump shooter, bro. But like, man, I like the Pelicans. I do have to say, after everything that I looked at, everything that I take a look in this video, schedule, they beating the good teams. The stats are there. They're looking like contenders. 5th best offense, best defense in the NBA, one of the best net rating in the NBA. That means you're a contender. Zion is playing amazing, so they have their superstar there that can still get better. Brandon, and another thing is, the Pelicans haven't been 100% healthy throughout the last few games. So they're winning a lot of games and are not 100%, which reminds me a lot of the Warriors from last season. Remember the Warriors? The Warriors were not hurt the whole time, but they were missing Klay Thompson, and a lot of times Steph Curry sit down. Draymond Green missed a lot of time last season. So I'm seeing a lot of positive things about the Pelicans. So yes, they are real contenders. Yes, Zion maybe will not lead them all the way to the finals because he's still a little young, but I will give them a ceiling conference finals. Western Conference Finals is kind of like the ceilings for them, and they could make it to the finals. Don't get me wrong, they might. But let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Do you think Zion is going to lead them to the finals, and do you think the Pelicans will actually win the championship this season or in the next 5 years? Let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, I really appreciate you. And if you're new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and hopefully I'll see you all in the next one.